You might have perfect placement, you might have perfect breath, you might have all the elements you need, vowel sounds, consonant sounds to sound natural in American English, but if you are missing this, it is going to be hard for you to achieve the most natural and expressive sound in American English. And so today I want to work with you a little bit on pitch to make sure that you are making the moves that are necessary to achieve a natural sound in American English pronunciation. Good morning, guys. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is Wake Up American. We're here Monday through Friday, typically between 7 and 8 a.m., to make sure that you can get in your 5 to 10 minutes of pronunciation practice for the day. And to guide you in this process, there is me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds, strengthen your vowel sounds. And we're going to be really focusing in on pitch today because when I'm working with students, I find that this is an exercise that can appear to be easy, but actually ends up being very, very difficult. And to do this, let's just kind of practice what we mean by pitch. Firstly, hello to Emmanuel checking in. So let's just do like a real quick pitch scale. This is always fun. As you do this exercise with me, I would try to pay attention to what elements you find to be most difficult. For instance, let's just try to go from a high pitch to a low pitch. Can you just try saying the word this 5 times moving down? Like this, 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 this. Okay. If you found that easy, that's great. Can you try doing the opposite from a low pitch to a high? It's like this. Okay. And if you found that to be easy, great. But if you found that to be more difficult than going down, that's okay too. That just is a sign that, hey, maybe this is a sound that we want to work on a little bit more, right? Let's try doing the opposite. Let's try doing like a mid to a high. It's like this. And then let's try doing a high back to our mid. This. So then all together, if you're trying to do all of those, it's going to be like this. Okay. When we talk about pitches, those are kind of the things that we are focusing on. And a lot of students, when they're trying to copy the pitch that a person is using, they run into difficulty, and we're going to see if that is happening to you today. Hello also to Harrier Panels. Thank you for checking in. Let us take a look at our first example here. So again, I'll play this 2 times. I want you to just kind of pay attention to what's happening pitch-wise. Here is the first time.
I think we've been making a mistake. I think we've been making a mistake.
Okay, here's the second time.
I think we've been making a mistake. I think we've been making a mistake.
I may have been a little too demanding on my computer. Okay, so some things I want you to pay attention to pitch-wise to see if you're hitting that as well. So we can see that we start a little high and then we move down progressively. Like I think we've been making hey, camera. I'm over here. There we go. Okay. So let's play that again.
I think we've been making a mistake. I think we've been making a mistake.
So notice that progression down. I think we've been making I think we've been making a, and then after that we need to do some jumps up, right? Mistake. And here's the thing, like if you don't do that, what happens? Like let's say you don't go high enough. You're going to end up with something that maybe sounds like, I think we've been making a mistake. I think we've been making a mistake. And let me know in the comments if that's something that happens to you, because I see it happen to students all the time. Can you hear a difference between I think we've been making a mistake and I think we've been making a mistake? Do you hear the difference between those two? How the first one just feels a lot more compressed, like I think we've been making a mistake. I'm lower on I and I'm also lower on stake. Whereas if we copy her, we're higher at the beginning, right? I think we've been making a mistake. Do you see how much wider the pitch range is? I think we've been making a mistake. 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 Do you hear those differences in
I think
pitch?
we've been making a mistake. I think we've been making a mistake.
Okay. So again, what I typically see with students is we're cutting off, we're taking off the highs and we're taking off the lows. For those of you familiar with sound at all, it feels like we're running everything through a compressor, where we're focusing on the mids and removing the highs and the lows. But the highs and the lows are what allows you to have that real natural human voice. Okay. Let's take a look at our second
The
clip.
mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people.
Okay, let's play that again. What sort of pattern do you see happening
The
here?
mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people.
Okay, so the thing I see here is almost you get this kind of sing-songy, lulling pattern. So it starts high. The mistake, then it's going to drop. We've been making. Notice you need to pay attention to intonation too, right? She's not saying we've been making. It's not the mistake we've been making. So pay attention to your intonation to make sure you're doing what she does, because that's not what she's doing. She's not saying the mistake we've been making. No, she's saying the mistake we've been making is the mistake we've been making. You have to have distorted nuance, otherwise you're going to sound flat. You're going to sound robotic. You're not going to sound like a native speaker.
The mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people.
And then you're going to see in that second half, it's going to repeat the patterns. Like the mistake we've been making is far. It's not is far. No, it's far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people. Do you see those thought group chunks that are kind of happening there? Okay. Um, um, play again.
The mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people.
Okay. Um, I want to take a look at what Harrier said for the previous one. You have to always come in low for you guys for the samples. I'm sorry. The samples are what the samples are. I can't change them too much. Let me listen to that first one because Harrier says, then she said first, I think we were making a mistake.
I think
Let's
we've
see
been making a mistake. I think we've been making.
I'm hearing we instead we were making. I'm hearing we've been. I think we've been making. I think we've been making. Just a note there. Let's play that first clip again. Notice I hear. I think we've been
I think we've
making.
been making a mistake. I think we've been making.
Yeah, I'm hearing we've been making. Present perfect continuous. Just a note. Um, let's listen again to the second clip, and again notice the bounce between high pitch, low pitch, high pitch, low pitch. See if you can catch those shifts
The
again.
mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making is far too many people.
So make sure you're passionate, getting that rhythm. The mistake we've been making is far too many people. Make sure you're not changing intonation. Let's listen to maybe the second half. Is far too many
The
people.
mistake we've been making is far too many people. The mistake we've been making.
Is far too many people. It's not far too many people. It's far too many people. No, it's far too many people. We have to also be paying attention to the intonation in addition to the pitch movements. Okay. For those of you wondering what's the difference between pitch and intonation, pitch is like the single, the frequency of the sound. Intonation is the movement from one pitch to the other. So, like from a low pitch to a high pitch, like this, that's rising intonation. Low pitch, high pitch. This, high pitch, low pitch. This, that's falling intonation. English also has some waivers where you bounce between high and low, like this, and things like that. So just kind of be mindful of. Here's a question about this. Is far too many people. It's the wrong to, so it's not the preposition to, it's the adverb. Like too many people. Like the mistake we were making is far too many people. Who knows? Like far too many people have been doing this, or far too many people have had issues. It's like saying way too many people. It's just saying a lot of people. That's basically far too many people. Let's take a look at one more clip. I want you guys to pay attention to what is happening in terms of the audio.
That's the mistake. The prediction is that. That's the mistake. The prediction is.
Do you hear like the two pretty distinct pitch levels that are happening for this clip? Okay. Harry says far too, like way too. Exactly. Yep. those will be your synonyms. So let's listen to this again.
That's the mistake. The prediction is that that's the mistake. The prediction is
So that first part, like that's the mistake. Like that's the mistake. That's the mistake. Make sure that you're not just doing like following intonation, like that's the mistake. Because that's not what she's doing. She's also not saying that's the mistake. That's not what she's doing either. You're changing the intonation. We have to try to really get at the same movement that she
that's the
is.
mistake. The prediction
Do that mistake, mistake, mistake. A little, we mentioned waivers. This is kind of a slight waiver here. Mistake. It's not mistake, and it's not mistake. It's mistake. And then what happens after
that's
that?
the mistake. The prediction is that that's the mistake. The prediction is
Do you hear how the pitch just immediately shoots up? That's the mistake. The prediction is that's the mistake. The prediction is, and what I see with a lot of students doing, where are they saying? They're saying like that's the mistake. The prediction is, do you understand that that's not the same energy level? That's not the same pitch level. That's not what she's doing. She's not saying that's the mistake. The prediction is no, she's expanding the range in both directions. That's the mistake. The prediction is we have to get the pitch swing. Don't crush everything into a smaller level. Expand everything. Try to really get the pitches that she's using.
that's the mistake. The prediction is that that's the mistake. The prediction is
That's the mistake. The prediction is we have to get these high pitches and these lower pitches. This is an element of English that a lot of people who have learned English are missing. In that you ask yourself, why don't I sound the way I want to sound? This is often the big reason why. Not vowel related, not mouth position related. It's not you're putting your tongue in the wrong spot necessarily. It's that you're just not even hitting the pitches that the native speakers are. Okay, so pay attention to these examples. Listen on your own. You know, as you're shadowing, as you're copying people, are you hitting the same pitches they are? Just really try to pay attention to it. Pay attention to intonation patterns and things like that as well. Guys, I do have to run, but hey, thanks for hanging out with me. There's a million pronunciation resources out there, so the fact you're here for a couple minutes of your time, it's greatly appreciated. Hope to see you all soon. We'll be back tomorrow with more Wake Up American. Once more, my name is Jeff. Rounds of breath. It's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound: tune, placement, pitch, breath. Weakening those consonant sounds, strengthening your vowels. I will see you all later. Have a good day. Have a good night. And a good afternoon.